crochet crowd. Inspire, create, and celebrate. Let's learn something today.
Welcome to the Crochet Crowd. This is the Crochet Belt Stitch, and it's got some flexibility to it. With cotton, 100%, this would be much stronger. So you want to consider something like this. You can make the width any size that you would like to, depending on your crochet hook, of course. And so you'll see a short form video where we just did a little bit of a smaller version, as you see. But if your hook has more of the shaft, you can go much wider, and pretty cool idea. Let's begin. So we can start with any number of chains, but the chains need to fit onto the shaft of your crochet hook. So in this case, I couldn't do as many here as I could on an Afghan Tunisian hook. So you want to consider that depending on the width that you would like to use. So I'm just going to use the regular size hook. I can show you that I can get lots on there, and we're going to begin. So let's create this stitch, and I'm going to just chain 7. You can do the number that you wish. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I can comfortably jam as many of that onto this, even though the shaft is not that long. So let's begin row number 1. This is a Tunisian concept. You're going to go second chain from the hook, and you're going to grab the back loop only, and you are just going to go into the back loop, yarn over, and pull through and push it down to the shaft, because the shaft is the size that you want that stitch to be. If you leave it here in the throat, it will not be. Going to the next empty chain, just going on in, yarn over, pull through, push it to the shaft. So you're going to keep doing that all the way. The number of chains that you chained is going to be the exact number of the loops that will be on the hook. So if I chain 7, there will be 7 loops on this hook. Okay, so I'm at the end. So you can see that there's 4 and 3, gives you 7. Make sure you do get it right to the shaft. Just push it to get that width of the stitch that you need, and let's do the return. Now that I've gone all the way across, I'm going to come back, and I'm just going to yarn over, just to be a little bit relaxed about it. So yarn over and pull through all of the loops all the way back to the beginning. So what we're going to do is go to the second vertical and go all the way back through the inside of those loops. So just bypassing the first one, because the first vertical is this one. So we're going to go into the second vertical and all the way back across. Okay, and this strand should come out of that last loop the way that you see it. So you're just going to yarn over and pull through all the way back. So you were ignoring the stitches that are already here that are building up. So now I'm going to come to the third one over, and depending on the size that you've made, you know, the third one, it doesn't really matter. You're just going to all the way across. I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next empty one, which is right here. Yarning over, pulling it through everything. Come to your next empty one. And what you're doing is you're just collecting all those loops back onto the hook and building it up. Go to the second last one. In this case, yours could be wider or shorter. And now you're going to come to your last one. So now you should have the same number of loops that you started with. And now you're going to return pass, so you're going to come all the way back and start again. That's all this is. Okay, so you're going to come to the second one over, because the first one's already done. Second one all the way back across. Just watch that very last one. You got to make sure it comes out of that last loop. And then all the way back across. So you just ignore the ones that are already building up. So come to your next empty one, yarning over, pulling it through. This can be a very speedy process, and also a very sturdy belt or a strap, or whatever you like to make with this. What would you have for ideas for this particular stitch? Okay, so you should always end up with the same number of loops. In my case, it was 7. So back across again, and I'll do one more pass. So starting on the second one over, going across, Again, make sure you get that last one. When I was practicing, I was not always getting that one, and then I was starting to miss a stitch, and I didn't know why. It's because of that. So you're just coming through. So you can see something is wrong. There's no stitch coming out of here, so that I've done something wrong. So I'm just going to release it, let it go, and try again. So I jumped over too many. It's important that I leave stuff like this in a tutorial, because if I show you that I'm perfect every time, then it's false representation of what crochet can be. But my point being is that what I just showed you by resetting was no big deal, right? And then you're all the way. So if I were to fasten this off, so what I would do to fasten off, I would just yarn over and pull through 2 and keep doing that all the way back. So yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and yarn over, pull through 2. And that's how I would finish that off. And then I would fasten that off and then just use it for whatever you are designing or whatever you need this for. That's what I would do. This is the crochet belt stitch.